In our last session, my therapist asked me if I felt any sense of loneliness. And immediately I answered no, because that was the truth. I hadn't felt a sense of loneliness. But in the days since she's asked, the question has lingered a little bit longer than I thought it would. Not because I wasn't being honest with myself, but because it made me realize how many different forms loneliness can take. It's not always the obvious sitting by yourself kind. Sometimes it's in the middle of a crowded room. Sometimes it's in scrolling for hours and being connected to so many people through your phone, but still feeling like no one really reaches you. And sometimes it's in silence. The kind you don't even notice until months have passed by and you realize that you've gone quiet, even in the places that you used to show up the most. Which brings me here, back on YouTube. It's been a while. Longer than I planned, because I actually never even planned it to begin with. But in that time, I've been living. I've been reflecting. I've been talking to God the most, and I've been figuring out what I want this space to be based on my capacity. So allow this to be the opportunity that I take to find my way back to you. Hi. Long time no see. I had thought long and hard about how I wanted to make my triumphant return to YouTube, to vlogging, to you. And initially I thought I was gonna just pick back up where I left off, which was with the numerous vlogs that I had filmed. I had filmed just a regular week in my life vlog back in April. And then I had filmed a Mother's Day vlog back in May. And then I had filmed a vlog when I visited Rwanda.
It's not easy.
Back at the end of May, beginning of June. Like I had filmed all of that stuff and I just never got around to editing them because life just got so busy and it was just back to back to back to back to back. And I just think it's time to just let that go and keep it pushing and just accept that like life happens. That part of my life happened and it was incredibly fun and rewarding. I've had so many rewarding experiences over the past few months, but ain't nothing wrong with picking back up right here and now. So yeah, I've been working. It's just work. It's busy. It is the good type of busy. It is the type of busy that we've asked for, but it's just like so jarring and so surreal to realize like I really am living a life where I'm running a business and like I'm running my own business and the business is me. And there's so many things that I want to do and there's so many things that I need to do in order to scale the business that is me. And I'm in that phase right now. Like I'm in that phase of realizing like, girl, you got to do some things to really like be able to do more things. I had an assistant, but I don't have an assistant at the moment. And now I'm like, as you can imagine, I need an editor. I need an assistant. Like I'm finally at the place where I'm like, I need to hire all of the people that I need to hire. Like I need the team. I need the full scope of everything. And so that's where I am. Like I'm willing, basically I'm like, I feel like for such a long time I was in denial because part of it is like me being like, oh, who am I? Like there's part of me that's like, oh, like, who do I think I am that I need like a publicist and then I need an assistant and then I need a editor and then I need a this and then, and it's like, it's not even about being somebody. It's about just like, I don't have enough hours in the day to do all of the things that my brain wants me to do, like that my brain has the ideas for doing. So yeah, if I'm not filming videos, I'm editing the videos. If I'm not editing the videos, I'm coming up with concepts and brainstorming videos. If I'm not brainstorming videos for YouTube, then I'm doing it for TikTok. If I'm not doing it for TikTok, then I'm doing it for Instagram. If I'm not doing it for Instagram, I'm trying to remember to do it for YouTube Shorts. If I'm not trying to remember for doing it for YouTube Shorts, I'm trying to remember to post links on LTK. If I'm not trying to remember to post links on LTK, I'm like trying to stay on top of Substack. And then there's the whole, like, I have a blog. Like, when was the last time I even thought about posting on my blog? And then there's the whole, like, link in bio. Like, when was the last time I updated my link in my bio? And then of course I have to stay on top of emails every day. And then there's the whole piece of like, how am I staying on top of just like, you know, speaking engagements? And then on top of that, there's like, I have to, you know, style myself for events. And then there's the booking appointments for my hair and nails. And then there's the packages that I have to unbox every single day. And then there's of course like me going to the gym and me just like, not to mention like social life and family and time for God, which I will always make time for God. So, you know, like, it could be a lot. It gets to be a lot. If you're wondering like, how do you have time for it all? I don't have time for it all. I simply don't have time for it all. Hence why I wasn't on YouTube for a while. Like, hence why, like, it just hence. So yeah, I'm just taking it one day at a time, but also just coming to the realization, like, if I'm really serious about the business of me, like, then I need to do some things and I need to take some steps. But at this particular moment in time, I got places to go. Surprise, surprise. But this one is more fun. This one is actually not even fun. This one is just like, I gotta get my hair done. I gotta get my hair done. And there's only one person that I trust to do that, and one place that I would go. The story is so funny because, as we know, I don't let anybody in my hair. Well, it's not that I don't let anybody in my hair. It's that I'm afraid to try new things. I used to be afraid to try new things. But now I try new things, but I only try new things when Blake is responsible for it. So Blake had reached out. It's like, oh, like, you know, basically Blake said that he was gonna be in town and offered his services. And I was hesitant because I was like, up until that point, I had only done a sew-in with leave out once. And the only type of sew-in with leave out that I had done was a bob, and it was like a short bob. And the only reason that I had
super cute.
It was cute, but funny enough, I think it aged me a little bit.
You think so?
I think so. It made me look like, I don't know, like a librarian. And I think the main reason that I had started off my sew-in journey, if you will, with a bob was because like that was the length of my leave out. So I was like, oh, it'll blend better. Because I was worried about like my leave out blending or like all that type of stuff.
Okay.
So then Blake comes along and like is trying to do length, and I'm like nervous, literally.
Or like 24 inches.
No, it was long. Like that first install
was
long. And I was like so nervous, and I was like, oh, I don't know. I remember talking to one of my friends and being like, I don't know, girl, like I don't know. And she was like, just like try it and see, like Now, next thing you know, I'm out here taking flights to Chicago.
She can't get rid of me.
I'm out here taking flights to Chicago.
I won't let her go.
That's really crazy how life works. So yeah, we're doing something a little different today. And I feel so great, so comfortable. We did that long side part.
Layered. But ever since I gave you that buzz down, you wasn't trying to come up. You were trying to come out.
No, it's funny. So we did that long side part layered, right? And then I think we did that twice in a row.
We did that twice.
And then you wanted to do a middle part, and I was like, no. Like, I think we did that twice in a row. You had wanted to do the middle part, and I was like, like, I like the long.
You had the STS on the side.
Yeah.
Was like,
and I was like, yeah. Not gonna lie to you, I don't think STS matters anymore. I haven't gotten STS like in over a year. Right? Yeah, I haven't gotten STS. Got that long layered. I did that twice in a row, and then once again Blake had to like convince me to try something different. So I was like, all right, like let's do the straight.
Right, we did a bust up.
Let's do this straight. I was like, I don't know. Once again, I was like, the leave out, the straight, I don't know. And then we tried that, and I was like, I can't do anything different from this now. Like this is it. And now I think
it really does just suit you so well.
Yeah, now I think that actually is like my go-to. That is the go-to. I will try new things, and I did. Like my last look was that longish like bob, and it was nice and it was cute. But I'm excited to go back to the bust down for fall. All right, we're gonna come back once this is done. Surprise, surprise! We got a little curly flip over going on here. First time for everything. And as always, Blake really did that. I'm about to go get some food because I have a couple more hours here in Chicago. So let's go eat. Well, what a day. I definitely was supposed to have been back in New York by now, but life happens. And by life, I mean flight delays. My flight was originally funny enough, my flight originally was a 2:25 flight from Chicago to New York. It became apparent that my hair appointment was running along, and that flight booking was too ambitious. Only thing was, I think I booked that flight because the next flight after that was like a 6:00 flight, and I wasn't gonna land until like 9:40 p.m. or something like that. And I was just like, no, that's so late. But I ended up putting myself on standby for that flight. Come to find out, my 2:25 p.m. flight just ends up getting delayed until 8 p.m. So at that point, I was just like, well, put me on another flight. So I get put on a 7:20 flight to JFK because I'm like, I'd rather be confirmed on a flight than on standby for a 6:00 flight and then have to be on an 8 p.m. flight. I get confirmed on a 7:20 flight to JFK. That gets delayed to like 9:30. Then it gets delayed to like 10. And then I try and see if I can get back on the original flight that I was on, the 2:25 that got delayed to 8. By the time I call for that, they're like, that's delayed until 10:23. And then I was just like, you know what? I don't necessarily trust that y'all aren't gonna keep delaying this. And at this point, I also was like already at the airport. And I was like, I would much rather just like spend my time knowing that I can just go to sleep. And knowing that like I can chill. So I decided to just spend a night in Chicago and just book a hotel so that I don't have to deal with like one, being on the lookout for delays, two, like not relaxing. Like it's just so much easier to just relax knowing I'm just like dealing with a flight tomorrow. So shout out to that. Shout out to flexibility and just like being able to do that. Like God is good. Like what? Just being able to be like, you know what? Flight delay. I'm not really feeling it. Let me just spend the night here and leave y'all with this. Cause who really feels like dealing with this? Like, I think at that point I had been at the hotel. I mean, I had been at the airport. I think I got there around like 4 something. So I'm like, I'm already at the airport and then y'all are telling me I'm going to be here until 10. Just get me out of here. I'll come back tomorrow. So yeah, I'm exhausted. And the whole point of me being here was so that I could just go to sleep. That was another thing. I was like, if I take this flight, I'm not going to sleep tonight. So this might be it for the night. This might be it for me. Yeah. Hi, yeah, I was on a flight to JFK. It was originally delayed yesterday, so I rebooked on a flight that was leaving today, and now that flight is delayed. And I'm calling to just cancel the flight altogether because I'm just gonna fly on a different airline at this point. Thank you. This is the first time that like I'm having serious issues with Delta flight delays, and this was very unexpected. What was supposed to be a very quick in and out trip to Chicago has turned into delays on delays on delays and a serious disruption in my schedule. I was cool with staying an extra night because I'm just like, oh, like freedom, whatever. It already wasn't ideal because the only flight out back to LaGuardia that I could get yesterday for today was a 10:30 a.m. flight, which wasn't ideal because I have meetings or had meetings back to back from like 9 a.m. EST to about like 4 p.m. like back to back meetings, which now all of those meetings I basically had to like reschedule or cancel because my flight was going to be at 10:30. So it's like between having to head to the airport early and then being in flight and then like traveling back from the airport to my home, like basically my entire day I wasn't going to be available to meet with anyone, which was already kind of like frustrating because I'm like, dang, I had a whole day of meetings. I was supposed to be home and now I have to move that around. And I just hate rescheduling meetings, but it is what it is. Anyways, I wake up this morning, my phone vibrates and I see, you know, like when you get a text message and it's like from a 6-digit number and I'm like, oh shoot. And lo and behold, it's like your 10:30 flight is now delayed till like, I think they had said like 11 or something like that. Then 30 minutes after that, I get another text, again, flight delayed till like noon. And now I'm like, oh, okay, like I don't trust you guys at all. Now I'm like, if this flight is delayed, like I wonder if the flight that I was supposed to take out last night ever even left. And lo and behold, I checked the status of the flight that I was supposed to take last night that was supposed to leave at 10 p.m. and it's delayed and it's scheduled to leave this morning at like 9:36 a.m. Who knows if that actually is going to happen, but it doesn't matter because I jumped ship and booked a flight with United. And before booking that flight, I checked to see if any of United Airlines flights out of Chicago were like delayed or canceled yesterday, and none of them were. So it seems like it's a Delta issue. So that hasn't been fun. What's frustrating about it is I think I'm going home at every single juncture, so I'm not planning to do anything in Chicago, but then I end up staying longer. But then that time that I spent thinking that I was going home could have been time that I spent like doing something in Chicago. Like I had wanted to go to a restaurant, but that restaurant didn't open until 4 p.m. yesterday. I think I'm gonna put a pimple patch on this bad boy right here because this is egregious. It's one of those like, had I known that I would have been here longer than I intended, I would have been able to do stuff. I would have packed accordingly, whatever. Also, let's see what this hair is giving. Well, first of all, my hair smells really good. Well, yeah, that's that. I guess that's all I need to do. Like, well, that was easy. But also, it's made me realize how by myself I've been this summer. Like, I've spent a lot of time alone, and I don't really think it's been intentional. It hasn't been intentional at all. It's been a number of things. It's been work. It's been the fact that I have like been working a lot, been having a lot of work opportunities come up, and like the nature of content creation or the nature of my work is such that like making videos is me, myself, and I. Like, I'm not going into anyone's office. I don't have coworkers. Like, I don't have people that I'm working under or like with. And if I am working with people, like my management team, et cetera, like we're emailing, we're texting, like that type of stuff. And then there's events, and I have been going to events, but like events, my friends aren't at events, right? Like my friends are my friends. And so because I feel like work has taken up so much of my time, I haven't had as balanced of a summer, and I haven't been as good in like reaching out to my friends, with the caveat that like I speak to my friends. Like I've been texting my friends, I've been voice noting my friends, like we talk, but I realize, like I think being here made me realize, like I'm like, dang, I don't think I've actually like seen them. Like I haven't seen them. I have not been feeling parties. I haven't gone to a single party in New York this summer. I've picked up like, the tennis lessons. That's like a by myself thing. I've really been doing a lot of things by myself. And then on top of that, like because I've been so busy, I haven't hosted. Like basically this is a very long-winded way of saying like, dang, I don't think I've like actually like been around people. I don't think I like feel loneliness because I'm like, oh yeah, like I'm talking to my friends and I see people and I interact, because that's the nature of like social media and living in a digital era. Like you constantly see people around you. But now I'm kind of just like, wait a second. Like I haven't actually just like been around my friends in a minute. And the grind does not stop. I came home, filmed a little tutorial for TikTok. I've been feeling really not inspired by Instagram lately, which is very interesting because for a very, very, very long time, Instagram was my favorite platform. Kind of am getting into a place where I'm kind of just like, I don't really know how I'm gonna show up on here anymore, but I need to show up on here because TikTok is still pretty uncertain. And I would like to grow, and I feel like I've just been stagnant on Instagram, but on TikTok, like I can see the growth. Since now I need to go to TJ Maxx to pick up the clothes that I will need to film for a sponsored campaign that is due tomorrow. My initial plan was to shop early today, originally, and to film today as well, but that plan was when I was getting back yesterday. But because I didn't get back until today, now I have to shop today and then film tomorrow and submit tomorrow. But that shouldn't be too much of an issue because it's like a pretty short, like it's one TikTok and it's a short like get ready with me reel, or a TikTok. I think it's only a TikTok and it's like a get dressed with me, but the shopping part usually takes the longest, so I probably should get a move on and get to TJ Maxx before it closes. So no, I still wouldn't call myself lonely, but I realize I've been carrying too much on my own and it's left me stretched thin, overworked, out of rhythm. What I thought was control has slowly turned into imbalance, and it's the kind that seeps into everything if you let it. And I can feel it now more clearly than ever, and I know that something has to change, and soon. Because life isn't meant to be managed in pieces and packages, it is meant to be lived whole. I'm not meant to be working from sun up to sundown, because indeed there is a time for everything, and that includes both work and play. Awareness is the first step, and I can definitely say that I am aware that I don't want to keep moving like this or feeling like this, weighed down and offbeat. So this is where I stop. This is where I choose to shift, because I know that balance isn't going to find me on my own. It's something that I have to go after now.